This whole situation with Remy Ma and Papoose has been messy, and honestly, it looks like it's nowhere near over. Even though Remy acts like she doesn't care, it's clear that she's still paying close attention to what Papoose is doing, especially when it comes to Claressa Shields. Claressa is a famous boxer, and recently she and Papoose have been very close. From all the posts on social media and things people are saying, they're probably more than just friends. That's really been bothering Remy, even if she won't say it outright. Remy keeps saying she's moved on, but her actions show that she hasn't. Ever since Papoose began seeing Claressa, Remy has had a hard time. Even though she's been working on her own career and spending time with other people, she can't seem to stop looking back at him. Recently, Claressa hinted that Papoose might be going to propose to her, and that set Remy off. Even though she tries to seem unbothered in public, you can tell that deep down, this hurts her. That's not surprising because Remy and Papoose were together for a very long time. They were one of the most loved couples in hip-hop. Everyone thought their relationship was strong enough to survive anything. Even when Remy went to prison back in 2008 for a shooting, Papoose stayed by her side. People were amazed that he supported her every step of the way during those 6 years. No matter what was going on around them, Papoose kept showing up for her. They even decided to get married while she was locked up, something most people would never do. That kind of loyalty is rare, especially in their world. While other couples broke up under pressure, Papoose never gave up on Remy. By the time she was finally released, they felt even closer. They had their daughter together, reminisced, and started showing their love story on television. For a while, they truly seemed like they had it all. But as time went on, things started to change. Rumors began to surface about Remy cheating. That's probably why Claressa Shields is losing patience. Claressa is a serious person, a strong woman who's fought hard for everything she has. You can imagine how upsetting it must be to wait or—
Besides the great performances, it was one small, tiny, itsy-bitsy incident with Ra and one of Angie's friends, but it was nothing.
Trying to sweep someone in the room?
It was one little fight. Nowhere near me.
Around for someone who can't fully move on because of his ex. Claressa has been very public about her feelings for Papoose, posting sweet messages and celebrating him online. On his last birthday, she wrote a heartfelt message telling him that he's one of a kind and wishing him happiness. Everyone could see they were very close. But despite all that love, Papoose hasn't been able to propose to Claressa yet. That's mostly because he's still legally married to Remy. Claressa knows what she wants and she isn't going to wait forever. Papoose has been telling people close to him that he's been asking for this divorce over and over again. It must be exhausting for him to feel like he's being held back from the life he wants. And if that wasn't enough, Remy isn't making it any easier. Every time someone mentions Papoose and Claressa, Remy fires back on social media. Recently, she even posted private messages that she says Claressa sent to Papoose. In those messages, Claressa sounded upset that Papoose wasn't texting her back and asked him to at least let her know when he got home safely. Remy also claimed that Papoose was angry and had threatened to call the police on her. Whether all of that is true or not, it's clear she's trying to make him look bad and ruin his new relationship. Still, people can't help but see the whole thing for what it is. Papoose stayed by her side when most men would have left long ago. Even if they went through some hard times together, fans feel like he deserves to find happiness after all these years. Especially now that Claressa Shields is treating him well and they seem genuinely into each other. Meanwhile, Remy has been busy too. She's been making money and spending time with other people, including Easy the Block Captain, even though that may have caused the end of her marriage. Fans have seen how quickly she moved on, which is why most people don't feel sorry for her. They believe it's time for her to face the consequences of her choices. And that's the thing, this is about more than love. Some people say Remy might also be dragging her feet on the divorce because of money. Papoose gave up a lot to support her career, and their financial picture is very different now. Remy's estimated net worth is about $4 million thanks to her albums, her time on Love and Hip Hop, and the deal she signed after she left prison. Papoose doesn't have as much, so a divorce could mean she'd have to—
But I'm happy to, love somebody who wanna, love somebody back, you know what I'm saying? He is such a sweetheart. Ain't nobody telling him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't like—
pay him spousal support. That's why people wonder if this is truly about lingering feelings or if Remy is just protecting her pockets. Either way, it looks bad. Fans remember when Papoose promoted Remy's music and was by her side at every big moment. Even after they had their daughter, he was the one making sure they were moving forward together. Now that things have changed, everyone can see he's serious about moving on. And honestly, most people think he deserves to. Being with someone who loves you back is what matters most in the end, and Claressa clearly loves him. Until Remy signs those papers and lets him go, though, this story isn't going away. Hopefully everyone involved can find some peace before it gets even messier. When Remy went to prison, her son Jason was just a teenager. Even though she couldn't be there for him, Papoose stepped up and took care of him. Papoose did what a real father would do, making sure Jason had someone to look up to while his mom was gone. That was a big deal because it gave Jason a stable home life, and that's not something you can take for granted. But when Remy finally came home, things took a serious turn. Jason ended up getting into serious trouble. In 2021, he was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and other serious crimes related to a tragic incident in Queens, New York. It was a heartbreaking situation for the whole family, especially after Papoose had worked so hard to provide support. Even though none of this was Papoose's fault, it showed just how much effort he had put into keeping the family together when Remy couldn't. Now that Papoose and Remy's relationship is falling apart, it's obvious that Papoose did a lot for her. And that's why so many people believe he deserves spousal support, especially since Remy's career is going strong and she's earning good money. Meanwhile, Papoose is trying to move on with his life and focus on his new relationship with Claressa Shields. Claressa loves him and treats him like a king. But there's one big issue standing in their way. Papoose is still legally married to Remy. Claressa is tired of waiting. She thought they'd be engaged by now, and instead, she feels stuck. Every time she looks ahead to their future together, she's reminded that Remy hasn't signed the divorce papers. You can imagine how frustrating that must feel for Claressa. She wants to plan a wedding and move forward, but as long as Remy holds onto the past, there's nothing she can do. This also makes people wonder why Remy hasn't finalized the divorce yet. Does she still care about Papoose? Or is she holding him back so she doesn't have to pay him any money once they split? That's the real question. Is Remy making